Right now.
You spit in my face.
Mind-blowingly arresting an innocent journalist and an innocent cameraman. Who gave that order, Mayor Franco? Who gave that order? That's why we're here. Don't blame this man.
What I saw was despicable. I'm going to look at the police officer in here because that's what I care about. Your department arrested this man?
Was it you? Was it you? Who were the calls from high up? Was it the police chief who worked for the Connecticut State Police for 22 years?
Each presentation should be limited to 2 minutes or less. The total time allotted for this portion of the meeting is 30 minutes.
Well, now your bond is $75,000.
And your constituents are going to have to pay for it. You understand that, right? You don't just get to say, oh, it's not me. Oh, it's not me. It is you. You are in charge of them. I flew all the way up from Florida to come here to talk directly to you.
Cowards for
You didn't list your address. Mr. Reyes, you did not list your address.
John Paul Reyes of Long Island Audit, a journalist, a First Amendment auditor, a man holding a camera, was assaulted, spit on, cursed at by that nasty, wretched, vile animal, and now retired Connecticut State Trooper, Sergeant Fahey.
Our police department has and will always have my support, and I respect them greatly.
Please. This is crazy.
And you can't handle the truth.
What do you have to say?
You disgust me. You
Up
disgust me,
next.
the people.
I was not aware that we were changing the speaking time and putting a restraint to the amount of time, which we've never done in the past. So I'm just curious where'd all this come from.
It's in Rule 5H of
It's
our
not
rules.
something we've ever used at any other public comment.
It is in Rule 5H. Thank you. First up is Sean Paul Reyes.
So you guys have no authority over Sergeant Brian Fahey, former Sergeant Brian Fahey, but you have plenty of authority. Your police department has plenty of authority to level baseless, felonious charges against myself and my cameraman. That's good to it's good to know. My name is Sean Paul Reyes. I'm an independent journalist and the founder of Long Island Audit. I am most importantly a citizen who cares deeply about accountability and public trust in law enforcement. On July 11, 2025, something happened here that should alarm every single person who believes in justice. A Connecticut State Police Sergeant, Brian Fahey, brandished a firearm, physically assaulted me, and even spat in my face while I was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. Asking questions about suspected overtime fraud, a matter of clear public concern. Let me be very clear, I was 150 feet away from his door on my way out when this armed lunatic stormed out of his house with a gun in one hand, a phone in the other, and rage in his voice. He got in my face, bumped into me, threatened me, pointed his weapon near me, and then spit directly in my face and mouth, all while falsely claiming to 911 that I threatened to kill him, which is a crime for anybody else. This wasn't law enforcement, this was lawless under the color of authority. What happened next? The Groton Police Department. I like how, Mayor, you like to try and single yourself out. You know, we're not in charge of the Connecticut State Police or New London Judicial District. But what happened next? Your police department arrived, and instead of arresting the aggressor, the person who committed felonies, they arrested me and my cameraman on baseless charges of felony voyeurism, criminal trespass, and breach of the peace. My bond, which was set by your police department, was originally set at $10,000. But on body camera, they told me they're receiving calls from high up. Was it you? Was it you? Who were the calls from high up? Was it the police chief who worked for the Connecticut State Police for 22 years? They received calls from high up, and they said, well, now your bond is $75,000. $75,000.
Thank you.
This is
Time
an
has
isolated
expired.
incident.
Mr. Reyes, you did not
Accountability
announce
isn't
your
optional.
address.
Transparency isn't optional.
Thank
and
you.
It is your public
Your
duty
time
as public
has-
servants
you're out of order.
to do the right thing.
You're out
because
of
the
order.
People of Groton, the people of Connecticut, and the people
Thank
of this
you.
country
Your time has
deserve
expired.
better. And you're cowards for
You didn't list your address. Mr. Reyes, you did not list your address. Mr. Reyes, you did not list your address. Mr. Burt, is the address required to be able to speak?
What you tried to do with the time.
I'm sorry, your name?
You don't deserve a name. You don't deserve an address. Thank you. All right. What you did with the time, which you've never done before, limiting this public speaking time to 2 minutes is terrible. I commend you for bringing that point up. A rule that's never been used. This is all to silence we the people. Us. We want a voice, but now you've limited our voice. You've limited the speaking time just to 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You see how many people are here? You don't want to hear us. That's why you limited the time. Disgusting. Truth and the rights of the people. Or will you protect the bad behavior by staying silent? I bet you will. I bet you will.
To my fellow freedom enforcers who showed up tonight in the name of accountability, and to those men and women in uniform still confused about who the criminal was in Long Island Audit video. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the guys with the camera. My name is Full Court Press, and tonight I got a humble request. Arrest me. I see how you operate, and I don't want to miss my turn. In Groton, you don't need to break the law to be arrested. You just need to document someone else breaking it. Let's walk through it, slowly for those still taking notes in denial. A journalist, Long Island Audit, knocks on a public official's door, leaves when asked, calm and respectful. Then bursts out of the house. Little Brian Fahey, off-duty, armed, enraged, follows the man toward the street, spits in his face, gun on his hip, badge in his mouth, ego on full auto. What does Groton PD do? Do they arrest the armed man who just committed assault? The one shouting, "I'm a goddamn Connecticut State Trooper," like it's a spell against accountability? Nope. You arrest the guy asking questions. And for extra laughs, you arrest the cameraman too. Because apparently in Groton, the real threat isn't the guy with the gun, it's the guy with the tripod. If irony were a crime, you'd be doing life without parole. Let's talk law. Connecticut General State Statute 53A61. Spitting is assault. Physical injury includes pain or impairment of condition. Saliva counts. That's not just gross, that's criminal, and the only people denying it are the ones protecting little Brian Fahey. What he did wasn't disgusting. It was a crime committed in public, on camera, under color of authority. And your response? Cowardice, corruption, collusion. So here I am, clean record, voice steady, camera ready, and I dare you to make your next mistake. So go ahead, arrest me. Throw me in a cruiser, I'll live stream it, narrate it in real time, and by the time the ink dries on your report, half the country will know your names, and none of them will spell hero.
Up next is John Felix.
Who's up next?
John Felix.
Hi, John Felix, Transparency Accountability Coalition. You can try to say you don't have jurisdiction. You do have jurisdiction over the Groton PD. They did make a false arrest against Sean Paul. He's not the criminal. He's the victim of a Connecticut State Trooper. And you're saying you're not protecting him, but your PD did protect him. And you're trying to deflect the blame on other people. You have jurisdiction over the people who made the false arrest, and your constituents are going to have to pay for it. You understand that, right? You don't just get to say, "Oh, it's not me. Oh, it's not me." It is you. You are in charge of them. I flew all the way up from Florida to come here to talk directly to you. What's wrong with you? And now you're taking 3 minutes away from me? You don't think that's just going to enrage us more? How would you like it if someone spit in your mouth? Would you like that? What if they did it to your child? What would you do then? Would you have your husband beat somebody up? Is that how you operate? The fuck is wrong with you? You have jurisdiction over the Groton PD. The Groton PD fucking did this. And now they're maliciously prosecuting him, and your fucking constituents are gonna have to fucking pay for it. You feel good about yourself? You're gonna take some responsibility or not? If you fucking vote for this dumbass lady ever again, you get what you fucking deserve. Stupid ass.
Is this Groton, Connecticut, or is this rotten Connecticut? Because right now what I'm seeing is a whole bunch of rottenness. Good evening, council members, mayor, and fellow Americans. I'm not here tonight to cause a scene. I'm here because the line has been crossed, and that line was spit on, stomped on, and violated by a disgraced and now retired Connecticut State Trooper, Sergeant Fahey. Last month, Sean Paul Reyes of Long Island Audit, a journalist, a First Amendment auditor, a man holding a camera, was assaulted, spit on, cursed at by that nasty, wretched, vile animal. Not in a back alley, not during a riot, but in broad daylight, as he was engaged in his duties as a journalist and exercising the rights guaranteed under the Constitution. And what happened next? Nothing. No arrest, no suspension, no accountability. Except for this man. He was arrested. His cameraman was arrested. Connecticut sent a clear message. The same message we've seen with Mississippi, with me. The same message out of New Jersey with Leroy Truth. That journalism is a threat. That transparency must be punished. That cops can commit crimes on camera and walk away clean. But this is not how it's supposed to be. We have three branches of government for a reason. When the courts won't act, when the legislature stays silent, the executive branch, this town, this city council, this mayor, you have the power to say enough is enough. You don't work for the state police. You don't answer to bad cops. You answer to the people. And the people are watching. The nation is watching. And the world is watching to see if Groton has a spine.
Your time is expired. Up next is the Long Island audit.
This act of violence. Defend the First Amendment.
Thank you.
Don't stand up for our rights.
You're out of order.
And once they're
We're
gone,
going to take a recess now. Can we stop?
Without a fight.
We're going to take a recess. If this continues, if people continue to go over their time, which is fair to all who would like to speak, we will recess the meeting until, and then come back. Up next, it says the Long Island audit. No, you can only speak once. Up next is James D. Up next is James D. James D.
I had no intention to come up here and speak, but I wanted to show support for Sean. What I saw was despicable. I'm going to look at the police officer in here because that's what I care about. Your department arrested this man? You should be ashamed of yourself. Your whole department should be ashamed of yourself. Okay? You guys are doing the wrong thing to the wrong people. Crime was committed, and you covered it up because the guy's a state trooper? What would your mom think? What would your parents think? Your kids? Do they know what happened? Did you go home and say, hey, our department arrested this man? Think about the future, the children, everyone. This is the example you and your department are setting. And Mayor, you're in this as well. This is your department. You oversee them. Get them in fucking order. I mean, really, enough's enough. Long Island off.
Hello. In a society, justice must stand as an impartial pillar that upholds fairness, equity, and the rule of law. When justice is divided into tiers, where some individuals receive preferential treatment based on wealth, status, or power, it undermines the very essence of what it means to be a free society. A tiered justice system not only breeds inequality, it also fosters resentment and distrust. As Thomas Jefferson once warned, laws and institutions must go hand in hand with progress of the human mind. For this progress to be genuine, it requires a justice system that is blind to power and privilege. When justice becomes a tool for the elite, those who are disadvantaged feel the system is rigged against them, diminishes the trust necessary for a functioning free society. Alexander Hamilton, one of our nation's most influential founders, also cautioned that the first duty of a society is justice. But when justice is doled out unevenly, when some individuals face harsher sentences than others for the same crime or are completely not held accountable for their crime, it erodes the societal contracts. Citizens begin to question whether the laws are truly just, which most are not, or whether they exist simply to protect the powerful. Our Constitution was written by James Madison, was founded on the, as written by James Madison, was founded on the idea that all men are created equal. All of us citizens are created equal. And that equality before the law should be non-negotiable. If we allow any form of hierarchy in our justice system, we risk creating a society where the law becomes a tool of oppression rather than a shield of freedom. And we're seeing that every day. We saw it with Long Island audit. We see it all over the country every day, where government officials and police officers are not held accountable for their bad actions. And it falls back, what they said earlier today or this evening, it falls back on the people of this town. You're going to get sued, and you're going to have to pay, and they're going to have to pay.
I've been a Grant resident for almost 5 years, formerly of Norwich. I actually had the distinction of having Chief Fazaro being my neighbor for 3 doors down. So I know him very well from the first 10 years of my life. So much so that the chief of Norwich, his father, attended both of my family's funerals. What I saw in July, what the police department did to this man, falsely arresting him, really concerned me. This is the first time I ever addressed a public setting like this, and I'm afraid that he's going to sue the town, and the taxpayers are going to have to bear the burden of this. So I'm just wondering what the town's going to do about this.
The council oversees the town manager. We hire or fire the town manager, and the town manager oversees our town staff. So I believe in due process. I don't agree with the swearing that occurred here tonight as a person who tries my hardest itself, because children may watch this video. So I don't agree with that. But I feel everyone has a right to voice their opinion and speak up and let due process happen. I think for both sides of the party, due process is only the right thing.
My understanding of this council's roles and responsibilities are to ensure the town manager is performing his job, and we hire him or her as needed, and that it's his role and responsibility to oversee all the employees. That's all. Thank you.
Councillor Parker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Nope.
I would like to also notify Mr. Burt that prior to the meeting starting, Councillor Rusk did have spit on her seat. So I know we have recordings in these rooms. So if it would be possible to look at these recordings to see how this played out. It's very inappropriate.
The shenanigans have started already. Yes, let's check the cameras, lady, and make it public.
Good evening. It was mentioned town council. I'm the only employee that reports to the town council per the town charter. All other employees report to myself. Generally speaking, department heads, I work more in charge of department heads. Department heads have charge of their employees. I just want to make it clear during any kind of law enforcement investigation, I do not have authority to be interfering in that whatsoever. But I also want to say our police department has and will always have my support, and I respect them greatly. So.
Keith Freeman will lead us in prayer.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
We all need somebody to lean on.